12 months of van life, living in my van for 12 months. I can't believe it's been this long already. Feels like just yesterday that I was flying up to Brisbane from Sydney in Australia to finally get the van that I've been looking for so long. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly, the lessons that I've learned over the past 12 months, and some of the things that I would change if I was to start again. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mitch Asser. I'm a van lifer and full-time digital marketer running a digital marketing business from my actual van. And I live in a long wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter camper van. And it's been a full 12 months now. I remember back, in February 2019, I finally found the van that I wanted. And I did spend a little bit more money than what I was hoping to. I was planning on spending a certain amount of money, and for you to learn about that, you can check out this video where I talk about where I give you a tour of the van and talk about how much it costs. You can watch that after this video is done. The reason why I did is because it was everything that I wanted pretty much. It looked good, it was the right size. And not only that, but I actually got a really good price. I managed to get the girl down an extra $10,000 compared to what she had it on. So it was definitely worth it. And I'm super grateful. However, there are a few things that I would change. So firstly, I'm going to give one thing that I would change, and then I'll share a positive, and we'll just keep going back and forth between that. So the first thing that I would change is the solar setup for a whole host of reasons. Firstly, it's not big enough for me to be running my business from here. From the van with enough power. Secondly, they didn't put on the solar very well. So I did have a solar panel horror story, which you can check out in this video as well. I'll link it down below to check out after this, where the solar panels nearly blew off the roof entirely. And secondly, in this video, I actually show you what I've been using instead for an extra power source, because I have a whole host of reasons why I can't upgrade the system that's actually in here. And I had to come up with other ways instead of, working from the van. So you can check those out as well. So that's definitely been the number one challenge over the last 12 months, is having enough power. And mostly because I use way more power than the average person. I'm on my laptop anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day some days. So especially if there's no sun, then the solar panels don't have enough chance to charge up the batteries, the inverter's not big enough, and so forth. So that's the first challenge. Now, the first thing that I'm most happy about and has been super proud and grateful for are just some of the amazing places I've been, from down to the south coast of New South Wales. You can check that out in this video. It was probably my first vlog that I ever did, just showcasing the south coast from Jervis Bay and all around that area. One of my favorite spots in the entire world, not just Australia. But I've been to so many places where there's amazing sunrises or sunsets. I've been to up and down the coast of New South Wales and the southeast Queensland. I've been living on the Gold Coast for about the last 6 months now. And the van just takes you places where you can't go before, or if you have been there before, you can actually stay there for a longer time in the van. And yeah, you definitely can't beat this lifestyle. Living the van life and having the opportunity to go wherever you want, whenever you want, is so cool. And I'm truly grateful that I do get to do that because of my work as well. As long as I have an internet connection, I'm good to go. So places like Lennox Head and those types of places around Byron Bay, it's just been, it's truly amazing, and I've loved every second of it. Now, challenge number 2 for me only started popping up in the last few months. In this video, I talk about the reasons why I'm paying for more parking this year. For most of the year last year, I was stealth camping. So I spent, probably about 300 days on the street in a row before I actually started paying for a caravan park to get off the street. And I love stealth camping. I still do that most of the time now, but I'm starting to pay for a lot more parking in caravan parks and stuff like that for a few different reasons. And you can check that out in that video that I mentioned. I'll link that down below as well. The next challenge that I had was more of a mental one. In this video, I talk about how it all became too much for a little bit of a period of time. And I realized that I had to make some changes to my lifestyle in order to allow me to continue operating at that level. And this ties in directly with the next thing that I've been most grateful for about living in the van, is that it's forced me to slow down. It's forced me to really look at my life and figure out what actually makes me the happiest. And for me, I know that when I'm on my deathbed at a healthy 120 years old, that I'm not going to be thinking about the times that I should have worked more, or that I should have been on my laptop more, all of those types of things. I'm going to be remembering the moments where I traveled more, where I had more adventures, where I got to see more sunrises and sunsets, where I was out in the ocean surfing more. So living in a van has grounded me so much more than what I used to be. I was the type of person that would be, you could call it a high performer, but maybe I was just distracting myself with work for a whole host of different reasons. And while there's a time and place to work really hard if you want to make a massive impact in the world, then there's also a time and place to take it easy and to have a little bit more fun doing the things that you really love and that really connects you to who you really are. So the biggest thing that I always say to people first when they ask me what it's like living in a van is like, I feel so much more grounded. I'm forced to be putting my feet in the bare ground every single day. It's the first thing I do when I step out of the van. Like, I'm forced to be outside in the elements and to be a part of that. When you're in the van, it's your circadian rhythm really connects to the natural circadian rhythm of the world, of the earth as well. So when it's dark, you get tired. When the sun is rising and the birds start chirping first thing in the morning, you wake up with the sunrise as well, all completely naturally. So you start to really feel a lot more in your body rather than, feeling a little bit, I guess, stuck in your head. And so I'm truly grateful for that. The final challenge that I've found is building community. I guess the biggest thing that we face, especially if we're traveling around a lot, and especially me as a solo traveler, is having people that you really build a strong connection with long term. Don't get me wrong, I've met some really amazing people on my travels over the last few months. I've had some really great connections and people that I'll probably stay in touch with for my entire life. However, it's not really allowed me to build up that really solid group of people who you can rely on at all times and who who you're hanging out with every weekend and building that really strong long-term relationship with. However, that's the life that I choose, right? I've always chosen that for at least the last 7 years, and it sort of aligns with my values of being adventurous. So what I've done, and then this also directly relates to the thing that I'm super grateful for, is what I've now done is I've positioned myself and my brand as a digital nomad so that I can start to build a community of people, at least online, who are digital nomads as well, or aspiring to live that life. So they're people who love adventure as well. They're people who want to get out there and travel full time, whether it's in a van or whether it's, traveling by boat or airplane, whatever they want to do, maybe by car. So building that community of like-minded people is so important, and it's obviously great to get that in person, and you definitely need that, but just having an online support system can also be really helpful as well. And especially with, things like Zoom, where you can do video conferencing all around the world now, it's allowed me to start establishing myself and my business internationally, I've always been great at that in my previous businesses, but I'm just so grateful that we can make that work. And if you are interested in becoming a digital nomad, you just pop a comment down below and I'll send you a link to the Digital Nomad Mastermind Facebook group that you can join and come and say hello. There's, a few hundred people in there now. It's super cool. So yeah, I guess like when it comes to community, you just need to be a little bit more intentional about building that. And not only that, there's always a van life gathering here and there. I went to one this year on the Gold Coast, met some really amazing people, got to meet some people who I was Instagram friends with, and we just chatted a couple of times on Instagram. And I got to meet some new friends as well who I've met up with after the gathering. So I guess it comes down to what are your priorities and your choices, and how can you map that to get what you really want. So there are some of the positives and the negatives that I've had along the way. Not only that, I started creating YouTube videos around this over last year as well. Initially, it was just a little bit of fun to sort of document some of the places that I was going. But I really enjoy creating videos, and I definitely don't consider myself to be an influencer or even a very good content creator. However, I just enjoy it. And if I look back on my life, when I was in my early 20s, I had no mentors around me who were living the life that I desired. The only people who who I was taking advice from were people who were pretty miserable and were not living on purpose whatsoever. They were the people who were in the pub every weekend writing themselves off because they didn't enjoy their life. So by osmosis, I fell into that type of lifestyle as well, because that's what I was around. When I realized that I could take control of my own life and create my own destiny and live life on my own terms, I realized that I needed to get around people who were doing that. And the only way that I could do that back then was through videos like this and purchasing online programs and going to seminars from these people who were living the life that I desired. And that was really one of the most defining moments of my life, was realizing that I could actually do that. And if I didn't invest tens of thousands of dollars back then and continue to these days, I definitely wouldn't be where I am now. So the reason why I create videos, and the reason why I'm getting really serious about them this year, putting out 2 videos a week. So Sundays, we're talking van life Sundays, where I talk about my lifestyle in this van. And then Wednesdays, we're talking digital nomad Wednesdays and digital business Wednesdays, talking about YouTube channels on Wednesdays as well. So if you're not subscribed yet, definitely do that so you can stay up to date with them. But the reason why I'm creating 2 videos a week is because I want to help other people who feel like they were in my situation back then, just to give that inspiration out to people, so that they can live their life as well, because I'm so grateful for the life that I've lived. I'm truly blessed at some of the experiences that I've had. I've lived in, I think, 6 or 7 different cities. I've traveled to more than 17 countries, traveling to another 5 countries next month. Built 2 businesses to 6 figures, met a lot of amazing people along the way, been to some amazing retreats. Seriously, I've had the best life. If I die tomorrow, I'd die the happiest person alive, even though sometimes my face doesn't actually say that I'm the happiest person. Internally, I'm always the happiest person ever. And I'm just so grateful for the life that I live. And it comes down because I've made the choices and I've chased my dream, and I want other people to do that as well. So if you are someone who feels like they need some inspiration to get out there and live your life as well, then make sure you subscribe, because I promise you, I'm making it my mission to help more people get out there and live the same life as well. So that is my plan moving forward. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm staying in this van. I've made a lot of changes to make it more comfortable. You can check out some of the changes that I made in this video here to make it more comfortable, so that I can, in a couple of months' time, I'm going to start my trip around Australia, and I'm going to take you on that journey as well, where we dive more into van life, take you on a journey around the most amazing country in the entire world, Australia, and also show you how I am building my new brand. I've built a couple of businesses now to 6 figures, and there's no doubt that this one eventually will get there as well. And I'm going to take you on that journey and share the insights and behind the scenes. So I'd love to hear from you. Was this video helpful? There's a lot of links that I realized that I linked up a whole host of other videos here for you, but there's a lot of gold in those videos that I've created, and the people who are seeing this video have not taken full advantage of them just yet. So it's really cool to go back and view my journey, so that you can see, sort of my thought process along the way over these last 12 months as I've been living in my van here in Australia, living the van life Australia. So yeah, I'm super grateful. I'm so happy that you're here. Feel free to DM me on Instagram at mitch.asser, or pop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I get back to everybody personally. Some people get amazed by that, but I definitely do. So thanks for joining me. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.